Hello and welcome to Method CRM User Tutorials. We are doing a series on Report Designer, and in this video we will take a look at calculated fields. If you remember from our last video, we listed out the invoice amounts for each customer. Let's add to that. Let's say we wish to calculate the commission that we gave to our sales rep. If our commission is 12%, we would like to have a field that takes the amount and multiplies it by 12%. A field that calculates is called a calculated field. Now, why would we create a calculated field? Think of it this way. There is no point in storing every conceivable value in your database when a computer can happily figure that out for you. I can either store all of these values in the database in their own fields, which is inefficient and tedious, or I can store the commission rate once and create a calculated field to apply it to the amounts, which is much better. And by the way, this calculated field is not added back into Method or the database, so don't go looking for it outside this report. Here we are, back in our customer list, and let's add this calculated field. You do this by right-clicking in the field list. However, where you right-click is important. The field I want to calculate is in the invoice.customer. So I'm going to right-click on invoice.customer, and look, it says Add Calculated Field. So I'll click that, and there it is. It's called Calculated Field 1, and it even has a different icon with an F on it. Below it, we see the properties for the calculated field. I'm going to rename it so that I know what it is. Let me call it Commission. Okay, and now we will go to Expression, and this is where we will tell it what needs to be calculated. Let me click the ellipsis button, and this window called the Expression Editor pops up. Woo! Look at all the math buttons. Now, I'm not here to tell you how to calculate percentage. If you aren't too sure on how to do that, then you need more help than this one tutorial. Anyway, the first thing I need is the field that I want the calculation on. Over here on the left, I will select Fields. This will give me all the fields in invoice.customer, and this is why I created the calculated field in invoice.customer. And there's the field I want, its amount. So let me double click it, and it pops up at the top. Okay, let me calculate the percent. And you may be thinking, look, there's a percent button, but don't click that. In the programming world, that is the symbol used for the modulo operation. What's that? That finds the remainder of a division. It's not important now. We want multiplication, so let's just click that button and make our commission 12%. Cool. Okay, let's hit OK. Now that we've defined the calculated field, let's go and find it in the field list and drag it in. And then fix it up. And now we preview this. Ta-da! Look, it calculated the commission. And I should put a header for the top so I know what this is. Let's go back and I'll just copy and paste this header to make a commission header. And then I'll preview it. Ha! Nice. Now, this calculated field isn't restricted to just one field you can calculate. You can do many. For example, let me say I want to calculate the sales tax that was paid. So I'm going to go back. Let's change the header title to Sales Tax Amount. Cool. And now in the field list, I will right click, and it doesn't matter where I right click, and I'm going to choose Edit Calculated Fields, and this will bring up all your calculated fields, of which I only have one. See, there it is. It says Commission. If I had more, they would show up there, but I don't. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name from Commission to Sales Tax Amount. And now I want to edit the expression, so I will click on the expression, and then click the ellipsis button to bring back our expression editor. Let me just delete all of this stuff in the expression editor, and I will select Fields and double-click Amount. Next I'll hit Multiply, and then back to Fields, I will find and double-click Sales Tax Percentage. Cool, let's hit OK, and hit OK again to close the calculated fields. And before I preview, note the field here. It still says invoice.customer.commission. But I changed the name, remember? So let's just delete this, and then I will find our sales tax amount, and then drag it into the report. And I don't want to forget that I want to show it as a currency, so let me format it. So, all good. Now preview. And whoa, that's not right. That's insane tax. I forgot I'm supposed to divide the percent by 100. I suck at math. Okay, let's go back. Right-click in the field list and choose Edit Calculated Fields. Click the expression for sales tax amount, and here we come to a small problem that expression editor does. All the field names we added, they've been expanded. See where it says customer.invoice.customer.amount? All we want it to say is amount. So I'm going to delete all that stuff it just added. Make sure I keep the square brackets though. And now to delete them from the sales tax percentage. Cool. Anyway, I will divide the whole expression by 100. Hit OK, and then OK again. And finally, let's preview this. Ta-da! It works! There you can see the sales tax amount. And as you can imagine, there are many other things you can calculate. It's just as fun as spreadsheets. Awesome! In the next video, we will talk about summaries, because I know you've been itching to see totals. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the YouTube comments, check out the documentation, post on our forums, or you can tweet us at Method CRM. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye!